Epistemology, or theory of knowledge, is the branch of philosophy concerned with the nature and scope of knowledge. It addresses the questions: what is knowledge? How is knowledge acquired? What do people know? How do we know what we know? And why do we know what we know? Much of the debate in this field has focused on analyzing the nature of knowledge and how it relates to similar notions such as truth, belief, and justification. It also deals with the means of production of knowledge, as well as skepticism about different knowledge claims. Articles related to epistemology include a defense of common sense, a posteriori, a priori and a posteriori, a treatise concerning the principles of human knowledge, abductive reasoning, academic skepticism, a catalepsy, ad hoc hypothesis, adaptive representation, Adolf Stohr, Xenesiademus, African spur, agnosticism, Agrippa the skeptic, eletheology, Alioth, Alison Wiley, Alvin Goldman, an inquiry concerning human understanding, an essay concerning human understanding, analytic synthetic distinction, anamnesis, androcentrism, android epistemology, Anthony Wilden, anti-foundationalism, anti-realism, apperception, Ardidenkel, argument from illusion, Aristotle's theory of universals, Arne Hannibalsson, Asta Christianus Venstatier, Atli Hartherson, atomism, auto-epistemic logic, Ayn Rand B. Barry Stroud, basic belief, basic limiting principle, belief, Bertrand Russell's views on philosophy, Bjorn Krauss, Black Swan theory, blind men and an elephant, body of knowledge, brain in a vat, brute fact C. D. Broad, Carper's fundamental ways of knowing, Cartesian doubt, Cartesian other, Cartesian self, Catherine Elgin, causal chain, causal theory of knowing, causality, Centre Leo Apostel for interdisciplinary studies, Centre de recherche en epistémologie appliquée, certainty, Claudio Canaparo, cogito ergo sum, cognitive closure, cognitive synonymy, coherence, theory of truth, coherentism, common sense, compensationism, composition of causes, computational epistemology, concluding unscientific postscripts are philosophical fragments, condition of possibility, consensus theory of truth, constructivism, constructivist epistemology, contextualism, contrastivism, correspondence theory of truth, counterintuitive, Crispin Wright, criteria of truth, critical rationalism, critical realism, critical thinking, cynicism D. Daniel M. Hausman, David Hume, deductive closure, defeasible reasoning, defeater, deflationary theory of truth, descriptive knowledge, Dharmaraja, Advarine, dialetheism, dianoia, direct and indirect realism, direct experience, discourse on the method, disjunctivism, dispositional in, a current belief, divine command theory, daimonic, dogma, doubt, doxa, doxastic attitude, dream argument, duck test E. Eastern epistemology, ecology of contexts, Edgar Morin, editology, Edmund Gettier, educology, egocentric predicament, elephant test, emergence, empirical evidence, empirical method, empirical relationship, empirical research, empiricism, endoxa, needs, epilogism, episteme, epistemic closure, epistemic commitment, epistemic community, epistemic conservatism, epistemic feedback, epistemic minimalism, epistemic possibility, epistemic theories of truth, epistemic theory of miracles, epistemic virtue, epistemicism, epistemocracy, epistemological anarchism, epistemological idealism, epistemological particularism, epistemological pluralism, epistemological psychology, epistemological realism, epistemological rupture, epistemological solipsism, epistemology, epocharistic, Ernst von Glasersfeld, Eureka, effect, Everett W. Hall, evidence, evidentialism, evil demon, evolutionary argument against naturalism, evolutionary epistemology, exclusion principle, existential phenomenology, exoteric, expectation, experience, experiential knowledge, experientialism, externism, eyewitness testimony, FA, fact, factual relativism, fact-value distinction, faith and rationality, fallibilism, falsifiability, feminist epistemology, fideism, finitism, Fitch's paradox of knowability, fooled by randomness, formal epistemology, formative epistemology, foundationalism, foundherentism, fragmentalism, frame problem, Frank Hammer and Jackson, Fred Dretzker, Frederick Wilhelmsen, freethought, functional contextualism, G. E. Moore, Gaston Bachelard, generativity, genetic epistemology, George Berkeley, George Pappas, Gettier problem, Giambattista Vico, Gila Scher, Gilbert Harman, Gilbert Ryle, Giulio Giorello, Gnoseology, Gödel's incompleteness theorems, H. Harry Binswanger, Heinz von Förster, Helmut Wartischer, Here is a Hand, Hierarchical Epistemology, Hilary Kornblith, Humanism, Hume's Fork, I know it when I see it, I know that I know nothing, ideological criticism, ideology, ignoramus a ignorabimus, ignorance, illuminationism, Immanuel Kant, incorrigibility, indeterminacy, inductive reasoning, inductivism, infallibilism, infallibility, inference, infinitism, information source, innatism, insight, intellectual responsibility, internalism and externalism, intersubjective verifiability, intersubjectivity, introduction to objectivist epistemology, introspection, intuition, intuitionism, irrealism, is logic empirical, Islamization of knowledge, J. Jean Piaget, Jean-Louis Lemoyne, Jean-Michel Berthelot, John Greco, John Hick, John Locke, John Searle, Jonathan Dancy, Jonathan Kavanberg, Justified True Belief, K. Carla Jessen Williamson, Catalepsis, Keith Lehrer, KK Thesis, Knowing and the Known, Knowledge and its Limits, Knowledge by Acquaintance, Knowledge by Description, Knowledge Organization, Knowledge Relativity, L. Laplace's Demon, Larry Lorden, Larry Sanger, Latitudinarianism, Lawrence Bonjour, Law, Leap of Faith, Leonard Peikoff, Levels of Adequacy, List of epistemologists, Logical holism, Logical positivism, Lottery paradox, M. Myutics, Map territory relation, Margaret Elizabeth Egan, Mathematical proof, Meditations on first philosophy, Memory, Meno's slave, Meta-epistemology, Metaphor in philosophy, Metaphysical naturalism, Meta-theory, Methodical culturalism, Methodism, Methodological, Solipsism, Michel de Montaigne, Mind extension, Mioara Mugu Shakhtar, Misoptheism, Molyneux's problem, Moore's paradox, Moral rationalism, Multiperspectivalism, Mundane reason, N. Naive empiricism, Naive realism, Nassim Nicholas Taleb, Naturalism, Naturalized epistemology, Naif al-Rodan, Neopragmatism, Neutrality, New realism, Nicholas Riescher, Niklas Luhmann, Nomothetic and ideographic, Nugani, Norman Malcolm, Noumenon, Object, Objectivism, Objectivity, Observation, Ontologism, Omphalos hypothesis, Opinion, Outline of epistemology, Overbelief, F. Strawson, Pancritical rationalism, Pan-rationalism, Paradigm shift, Participatory theory, Paul Churchland, Perception, Perceptual, Learning, Peripatetic axiom, Perspectivism, Pessimism, Peter Millikan, Peter Unger, Phenomenal Conservatism, Phenomenalism, Philip H. Weber, Philosophic Burden of Proof, Philosophical Fragments, Philosophical Investigations, Philosophical Problems of Testimony, Philosophical Skepticism, Philosophical Theology, Philosophical Zombie, Philosophy of Color, Philosophy of Perception, Philosophy of Science, Plato's Problem, Platonic Epistemology, Pluralism, Pluralist Theories of Truth, Positivism, Post-Foundationalism, Postmodern Philosophy, Post-Positivism, Postulatism, Pragmatic Theory of Truth, Pramana, Praxeology, Predictive Power, Preface Paradox, Preformation Theory, Presentationism, Presupposition, Primary, Secondary Quality Distinction, Principle of Charity, Private Language Argument, Privileged Access, Probabilism, Probability Interpretations, Problem of Induction, Problem of Other Minds, Problem of the Criterion, Problem of Universals, Proof, Propensity, Probability, Propositional Attitude, Pseudo-intellectual, Psychological Nominalism, Pyrrhonism R, Ramification Problem, Rational Egoism, Rational Fideism, Rational Ignorance, Rationalism, Rationality, Reason, Reasonism, Redundancy Theory of Truth, Reformed Epistemology, Regress Argument, Irrelevant Alternatives Theory, Reliabilism, Religious Epistemology, Robert Audi, Robert Nozick, Roderick Chisholm, Role of Chance in Scientific Discoveries S. Sally Haslanger, Salvino Azzopardi, Satya, Skepticism and Animal Faith, Scottish Common Sense Realism, Self-Evidence, Semantic Externalism, Semantic Theory of Truth, Sensualism, Sextus Empiricus, Sherilyn Rausch, Simulated Reality, Simulation Hypothesis, Skepticism, Sleeping Beauty, Problem, Social Constructionism, Social Epistemology, Sociology of Knowledge, Socrates, Solipsism, Sophist, Speculative Reason, Steve Fuller, Subjectivism, Subject-Object Problem, Swamping Problem, Swampman, Systemography T. Tabula rasa, Tashi's Undefinability Theorem, Techna, Telesis, Testimony, The Black Swan, The Course in Positive Philosophy, The Extended Mind, The Postmodern Condition, The Republic, The Roots of Reference, The Will to Believe, The World as Will and Representation, Theaetetus, Theomachist, Theory of Forms, Theory of Justification, There Are No Knowns, Thick Black Theory, Thought Experiment, Tractatus, Logico-Philosophicus, Transcendent Truth, Transcendental Idealism, Transcendental Philosophy, Transcendental Realism, Transparency, Trenton, Merrick's, Truth, Truth by Consensus, Truth Predicate, Truth Value Link, Twin Earth Thought Experiment, Two Dogmas of Empiricism, Two Truths, Doctrine U, Uncertainty, Underdetermination, Understanding, Universal Pragmatics, Unknown Known, Unobservable, Upamana v. Vagueness, Vasily Sesman, Verification Theory, Verificationism, Verisimilitude, Veritism, Vienna Circle, Virtue Epistemology, Visual Space, Voluntarism W. Walter Terence Stace, Ward Jones, What Engineers Know and How They Know It, Wilfred Sellers, William Alston, William Crathorne, Worden, Object, World Hypotheses, Worldview X, Xenophanes Y, Yuqian Zheng Z.